Woo!
Welcome to another edition of the Bolt City Podcast. We're just a few days away from kickoff for the Chargers. Thursday night football is already in the bag. I got to tell you, I think karma kind of got me because I pushed it back with you guys about doing a show right before we were, getting kickoff for Chargers season, and I said, I just wanted to have this day free. Like it's been a long work week. Mario says, "No, we're doing a show." I was like, I really don't want to do a show today. I love talking to you guys, but sometimes you just want a full day off with like nothing. And I love talking football. And man, I woke up this morning, Mario. I already explained to John. I cannot turn my head to the left. Like I have the worst pain going from back here all the way back into my back. I can't use my left arm. Really, I can't turn my head. Like you ever tried driving when you can't turn your head to the left? Like you almost get hit by a car every time. It's completely dangerous. And so I run into my neighbor first thing this morning, and he says something to me. He like second guessed something I said, and I think we're 50 feet from my front door, and it's the guy I love to death, like a brother. I said, "You open your mouth one more time, I'm gonna jam your head right into the mailbox." And then I was like, "Man, I think I don't feel good." So as I told him, Mario, I warned you ahead of time. I think this might be a show where I choose hate. So I'm gonna apologize to you in advance because it always comes down between you and me as we talk football and disagree. So I will apologize to you, and I don't have to do it tonight or tomorrow when I realize I crossed the line.
Yeah, it's kind of my fault we're recording today because like I was sick and I couldn't really go on Tuesday, and that kind of Tuesday was supposed to be schedule and then probably show Thursday and yada yada yada. So probably hand up on me for that. Shout out to Josh for just going with it.
Yeah, it just rolls with the punches.
Yeah,
Ready to go. Yeah. Show, boom, lights on. There we go. We're ready to go. Yeah, never an issue. You get the company parking spot right in front, Josh. All right. You earned it.
Thanks, man. Appreciate that.
You earned it. Guys, I don't want to start with the Thursday night game. I want to start off with the big money contract. Okay. And we were really excited when the Chargers locked up Justin Herbert. We knew there was no chance Justin Herbert was going anywhere, but we were wondering about the money. And the Chargers did it right, and Justin Herbert did it right, meaning let's sign a contract first before Joe Burrow signs his contract, because it becomes into hey, you got to top this guy's contract. The last one always has to make the most amount of money. So Joe Burrow's resume is better than Justin Herbert's. It just straight out is, right? He was drafted higher. He took a team to the Super Bowl already. He deserves more money than Justin Herbert. Herbert hasn't even won a playoff game yet. So the Chargers get their deal done. If you guys remember the way it averages out, Justin Herbert gets $52.5 million a year. Joe Burrow signs his deal. He averages $55 million a year. Okay. So I don't even think this is a discussion that we say, does Joe Burrow today deserve to have the highest contract? Because we know it changes. Jalen at one point had it earlier this year. So here are the guys who have the highest contracts as quarterbacks in the NFL. I'm going to go all the way down. Okay. Joe Burrow, $55 million. Justin Herbert, $52.5 million. Lamar Jackson, $52 million. Jalen Hurts, $51 million a year. Russell Wilson, $48.5 million a year. Kyler Murray, $46.1 million. I'm not even to the guy yet. Deshaun Watson, $46 million a year. And then there's Patrick Mahomes at $45 million a year. Out of that entire list I just read to you, how many of those guys have won a Super Bowl?
2.
Yeah.
Russell Wilson and Patrick Mahomes, correct?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And Wilson's contract really isn't paid from a Super Bowl that he won recently, right? It was for kind of what he did with the Seattle Seahawks at the very beginning of his career. But he's been really irrelevant. Russell Wilson's been irrelevant, especially his first year in Denver. Right now, he has a makeup year to prove to everybody he's not old and the game's passed him by. He can make the throws. He can make the decisions. He could be the team leader. Everything that Russell thinks he is. But Mahomes, again, makes less money. And at the same time, Deshaun Watson has the best contract because his whole full contract is guaranteed. For anyone who doesn't understand, it's always that guaranteed money when they say someone signed for so-and-so, but $219 million is guaranteed. Deshaun Watson's contract's 100% guaranteed. That's where the Browns kind of messed everything up. But Joe Burrow signing his deal, good for the NFL, bad for the NFL? Is it bad when the general manager and owner come out for the Bengals, go, well, we took care of Joe. I can't guarantee we're going to sign anybody else. Like everyone on the team is like, hey, the Bengals are known for being cheap, and now they just said it publicly. I don't know if we're going to sign any of the other guys that we have.
My first thought when I saw Joe Burrow's contract was confusion because I thought he was the person that came out and wanted to be the Tom Brady type of figure where you take less money so you can keep your weapons. Now, I mean, it seems like an impossibility to have him, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Joe Mixon, keep going on the same
Yep.
team. So that's what the confusing thing was to me. I'll let you guys talk about this, but Dave, I'll go back to you real quick. If you were in his position, would you pull the Tom Brady route or would you want all the money for yourself?
I 100% pulled the Tom Brady route. For me, my thing would be, yeah, the money is great. Okay. And people forget about the money. What they remember is what you did on that field. Do I have enough money to keep my family and generations of my family secure forever? Absolutely. I never want to say, talking about someone's money is always kind of dangerous and what gives you the right to do it. But my point is, when you're in a situation like a Joe Burrow or Mahomes or or any of these guys, when Brady says, "I'm worried about my legacy," that's what I would love for me being a fan of that team. I want you to worry about your legacy for the fan base, for the city, for when I walk into a locker room and Jamar Chase is staring at me, going, "You SOB." I'm going to be looking somewhere else to play and catching balls from another guy because you messed up what could have been a Hall of Fame team. I wouldn't want the uncomfortableness of that. I think he handled it wrong. I think almost all of them handled it wrong. Patrick Mahomes, by the way, did it right. He took less.
But
in my opinion, I'm not getting it. Whenever we talk about someone's money, like if I was discussing Mario's money for how much he gets paid, I have no right to talk about Mario's money.
Yeah. But also Mahomes' contract's 10 years versus the 5 of that everyone's getting. Everyone's getting like the 5-year stuff. Like Mahomes is 10 years, so I think his like a little different. I think Burrow probably wanted the Brady approach, and then he saw $55 million per year and thought, you know what, that sounds nice. And I think when you kind of hear that, I bet there was some type of promise made in that room where out of the 3 receivers they have with Boyd, Higgins, and Chase, that look, we're gonna keep Chase. I'm gonna guess that was a conversation that was had just from like their connection, their history. That was a conversation that was had, and that was something that was known in the back of everyone's mind. Let's just be real, like, doesn't that happen with every team? Like as you get younger, there's your window. As you get older, everyone wants their money and everyone wants to go get paid, and it's just buy. Like that's what happened with the Eagles this past year, right? Like they had a bunch of talent, but a lot of guys want to get paid, so you had to make tough decisions. Like Higgins, buy. Boyd, sorry, you might be gone if you want more money. I don't also think that's that bad when, if you notice, every year in the draft, there's a new stud young wideout. So
always,
yeah, there's always is. So I think that's where like you can just get young really quick and remember that you have a top 5 player in the league.
See, this is my thing. I'm not going to disagree with you, but one thing I will say about this is last night we saw that the Chiefs, in my opinion, were overconfident. They didn't sign a receiver, and it was very obvious that without Travis Kelce, they're not very good. Even with Patrick Mahomes, they're not very good. Travis Kelce is the differentiator between them and every other team they play against because he's a matchup nightmare. T. Higgins, to me, is the difference on the Bengals. I mean, Joe Burrow is the best player on the team. Jamar Chase is the best receiver. But you have T. Higgins, who is a top 10 receiver, in my opinion. If you let him go, it's like, dude, the one thing that made us different was that we had 2 number 1 receivers. Now we don't have that. I feel like the Bengals are going to be picking at the end of the first round every year coming up for the next few years because they're so freaking good. Will you really get that really, really talented receiver? Maybe. There's been a lot of really good receivers like this past draft. But the differentiator to me was T. Higgins. And if you let him walk, I don't think you're that team anymore.
See, I don't want to believe ownership at all. I think Tom Brady is a perfect example of why you never believe management in pro sports. Tom Brady always took less for the idea that they were going to give that money to other guys that he wanted them to take care of. We promised him another wide receiver. You're going to take care of guys that are currently on the roster. And the Patriots lied about it all the time. Tom would say, I took less. And then the Patriots never followed through, but yet they kept winning. And Tom would get frustrated. And yet they kept winning, so the fan base doesn't care, and the head coach doesn't care. And overall, did Tom ever need the money? No, it's not a matter of needing it. What the money says is, right, you've always heard, is it says you're worth it. And so when Joe Burrow sees the $55 million and his agent sees it, you know who else sees it? It's the Players Association who sees it. And if Joe Burrow takes less, the Players Association gets very upset because you're raising the bar for the next guy. And that's what it's supposed to be. In Major League Baseball, it's always one of those, you are not allowed to take less money. You need to take the most amount of money at all times. It's part of the players union. And so the association wants Joe Burrow to take the most amount of money. Now, back in the day, there was no salary cap. So when you had a team that was dominating like the Pittsburgh Steelers, and the Steelers looking back at it, in the 70s, they had the top quarterback in Bradshaw. They had a top running back in Franco Harris, but they had the two wide receivers Josh just mentioned. They had Lynn Swann and they had John Stallworth. And then it's like, man, they are loaded. What are you going to do? Josh, you're 100% right. The Bengals are set up, if you could keep both wide receivers happy, that you're talking about weapons that will be tough to stop for 10 years. So I always look at the legacy thing. When we talked about the Hall of Fame, when you make it in the Hall of Fame, you live forever. The Bengals have never won a Super Bowl. You win that first Super Bowl, those guys live forever in that city. Where's Joe from? Joe's from Ohio. I mean, talk about you living forever, man. The hometown kid makes good. But that's not the way this contract is set up. That the Joe could be, by himself, and Mario may be right. Maybe it's just him and Jamar Chase.
Look, but sorry, you go, Mario. I want to talk more about this after you go.
But like throughout history too, haven't we always seen it's a pairing, Peyton and Harrison, Brady Moss, like.
Well, Brady Moss didn't win Jack. It was more like Edelman than Brady.
But you know what I mean. Montana Rice, Young, right? Like, so it's always a pair. Like that second, third receiver is obviously important. Like, don't get me wrong, and that opens up your offense and lets you do a lot of fancy things. That second receiver too can be a Hopkins type. Yeah, 92 to 2-year deal. You're a little older. You're past your prime. So like there's situations that they can get around that. So if I'm a GM or, if I'm the Bengals, if I'm what the Chiefs, I think should do, and I'm realizing they have to do now, but is you got to get a pair. They have Kelsey and Mahomes pair. The problem is Kelsey's getting older and Mahomes just keeps getting better. So you need a second pair. So I think you get your pair and then you find your pair and then you tell everyone else to screw off. And if you counted how many times it said pair, you should go and get yourself a drink right now.
I'm going to disagree. I think you need more than another, just one great receiver. I think you need two nowadays. Just like in basketball, they evolved to the big three, right? You can't just have two great players. You need three great players to compete when they did the whole Celtics thing. I think it's going in that direction right now with the NFL. And you can see that by the contracts with the running backs, how they're not valued. We really need two great receivers. And this is just my opinion. I think the Chargers are so well set up right now for this season with Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, and Quentin Johnson. You got three really good receivers, especially Mike Williams and Keenan Allen, who right now are Pro Bowl type players. Aaron Rodgers knows that one Super Bowl is not enough. That's why he took a $33.7 million pay cut, because he knows he can't sit at the table with Tom Brady and Joe Montana. He's at the kids' table. He's at the kids' table down the hall because he only has one Super Bowl.
Brad Johnson and Trent Dilfer.
Yeah,
what you're looking. What those guys up to?
Joe Flacco.
Joe Flacco. But I think the way to do it, I mean, this is just a hypothetical, but the way to do it is you win a Super Bowl and then you take the pay cut because you want to just keep winning more Super Bowls. Patrick Mahomes, we hate the Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes handled it so well last night. I didn't even look at the banners, what he said. I just wanted to win tonight's game. And I feel like that's why he's so likable, in my opinion. I know Charger fans probably hate that I just said that. But Patrick Mahomes looks like he's always just trying to win more Super Bowls. When a quarterback takes so much money as a fan, I get a little pissed off.
Maybe that's something because these are only 5-year contracts. That's something on the back end or like the next contract. It's like, hey, we just paid you the $500 million or whatever the hell it is. 300 million more around. So it's like at the end of that 5 years, it's like, hey, I got paid. I got the money now. It's like, you got it. I don't need anything more of it. Then it's like, all right, now we got Zay Flowers. Let's pay him now. Like, go give that money to him. Now we have just something along the line. So I think that is more what will happen.
I think it goes back to a lot of what we were saying when there should be a separate salary cap for quarterbacks. And you look at separate salary cap for quarterbacks. The thing is, it would separate the owners for sure. The teams that wouldn't like the separate salary caps for quarterbacks would be teams like the Chargers, the Raiders, the Bengals, franchises that aren't known to have a lot of money. Teams like the Cowboys would absolutely love it, right? To say, hey, I got a ton of money in my pocket. I would love to have a separate salary cap to go out and get other players. It's interesting how it goes. Again, I'm glad Justin Herbert's situation, most importantly, is taken care of. I mean, if Joe Burrow would have signed first, the Chargers would have been in a lot of trouble, right?
Yeah.
You're looking at $60 million a year for Justin Herbert. And the rest of the NFL would have looked at that and goes, come on, the guy's just a stat king. The guy's never won a playoff game. And that's what the knock on Justin Herbert is. Until you win that playoff game and make a run at a Super Bowl, you're just a stat god. That's all you are.
Yeah. Let's talk about last night's game.
Okay.
I freaking loved it, dude. I freaking loved it from the beginning to the end. It was great. I'm not gonna say I was right, but I was right. I mean, the freaking Chiefs are not very good without Travis Kelce. Kadarius Toney, dude, holy s. Talked all that trash all offseason, going after every single Giants fan, calling every fat chick in New York fat through their DMs, going crazy on Twitter or X now. And he does what he did yesterday with the 3 drops. And the first one was the worst one, right? Because it was a pick 6. But the one at the end, dude, like 25 yards down the field, nobody in sight, and you drop it again, and he looks like he's never tried to catch a football in his life.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, this is karma at its finest. I loved every freaking second of it. What did you guys think about last night's game?
Go ahead, Mario.
The exposure and the idea of it doesn't matter who's at receiver, Mahomes can make you great has officially gotten dinged. It's gotten dinged, right? Like I thought that you are right, Josh. Like you were right. I thought from what we saw last year, it just doesn't matter. Whoever's there, we can make it work and it'll work. And I think you saw that it doesn't work. I think you also saw that a team that's not without 2 of their top 3 players will not beat a good team. They just won't. Chris Jones wasn't there either. And I think if Chris Jones there, that stops a lot of things from happening with the Lions side as well. Big takeaway for me, Aiden Hutchinson's a dog. I think he had 6 pressures last night, and they were cheating on the snap count, and the tackle still was having trouble with him. I mean, that guy is an absolute nightmare for offenses. So that's something that really scared me. I was like, dude, Aiden Hutchinson's a problem. I still think that I'm not going to sit here and like start doubting the Chiefs. I think with Kelce, it's like we've all think it's a completely different team. But it was very much a moment. I think if you're in Chiefs management and if you're a Chiefs fan, you get mad at your management going, we need receivers. Like, this is a problem. This isn't something that we can hide behind and have like Mahomes just, do his magic. Like, no, you need receivers. It is a problem. It is a huge thing that they kind of need to get over for the upcoming years and throughout the season.
2 things was the most important thing is this was a really big day for the Chargers, right? Now the Chargers need to take advantage of it. They were gifted a game, basically, the Chargers were. They need to take advantage of it on Sunday against the Dolphins. To see the Chiefs possibly, being in last place by themselves after week 1 would be insane, which would be really great. But because right now, the whole AFC, unless you're a fan of the Chiefs, you hate the Chiefs. Just they become that team. They're that good. They become that team. Wake up call to, I think, Andy Reid. Patrick Mahomes doesn't make player decisions, obviously, but wake up to the organization, because that was the mirror of what happens when Kelce slows down or retires. That was your mirror. What are you going to do to replace it? You can't say goodbye to guys like Tyreek Hill and go, we're going to be okay. For me, I always look at it as if you had to choose the best tight end in the league or the best wide receiver in the league, who would you take? I would take the tight end, and that's what Kelce is. He's that effective. It's so hard to take care of the tight end. There are shutdown corners, and you can get help through the safeties, but it's so hard to shut down a big-time tight end, whether it's a Kelce or Gronkowski, because, the talk is, well, what direction do you go to slow him down? Do you go with a shorter, fast guy, or do you go with the big guy that tries to rough them up that they're going to run right behind? They always seem to know where to find the open space. They're extremely rare and extremely good, and the mismatches are insane. Not helping Kelce look like a completely different team. That being said, that the Chiefs defense, extremely young, right? What did they say yesterday? That everyone on the Chiefs defense is either in their first or second year outside of Chris Jones, and Chris Jones wasn't there. And then I heard people say, man, the Chiefs defense is great. I'm like, I'm not so sure. Like, still seems like a lot of inexperience. And then the other thing I'll take away to give credit to the Lions, and not saying the Lions are a fantastic team. The Lions are fun to watch. And usually I don't say that about teams inside that division. Usually that division bores the hell out of me, you know. And the Lions are a fun team to watch. Josh put it out on Twitter or X yesterday, and he said, the NFL football is the only sport I can watch where I can watch from beginning to end, and my team doesn't have to be playing. And he's absolutely right. Neither one of those teams were our teams, but man, I was locked in going, football's back, and this was not a bad matchup because the Lions were fun to watch.
Yeah. See, the thing that made me the most happy was 2 things. The tackles suck on the Chiefs, and I know they're all good, right, in the NFL, but NFL wise, they're not very good. Mario said it. I don't understand how you can cheat the entire game on the snap count and it doesn't get called, which is wild. They were getting killed the whole
Called
game.
late, called it on the last drive.
It did.
It was.
Yeah.
And the second thing, and I totally forgetting the second thing. The Chiefs. Oh yeah, here it is. I don't think the Lions played well. Do you guys think the Lions actually played well? That's the thing that made me like the happiest.
Yeah,
dude, the Chiefs lost and the Lions did not even play well. Why wasn't Jahmyr Gibbs in the game more? He was on the bench like more than half the game, and every time he touched the ball, he'd rip off a 7-yard run and break a couple tackles. Yet they're putting Montgomery in for almost every run play. That's driving me nuts. Lions did not play well, and they won in Arrowhead. It was great. I loved everything about it. Dave said it. You need to take advantage of week 1 against the Dolphins. But this Chiefs team, watch, they're going to end up getting Mike Evans now because of this. He's going to end up being on the Chiefs. He's going to piss us off. But, dude, I was smiling literally from ear to ear watching that crap yesterday.
Yeah, it's one of those things where the Chiefs were out guys and weren't looking 100%. Excuse me. And the Lions, that was not a great game by the Lions in any sense of the word. Gibbs not having at least 12 touches is a crime against humanity, especially because I realized that I meant to not play him in fantasy, realized I did, and I was like, that just sucks so much. I know they said before the game like they're going to not go hard with him in the first game and try to like, ease him into it. My response to that is you're playing the Super Bowl champs in week 1 and you are not a playoff team. You got to show that you're a playoff team because last year you didn't make it. I would go all out in the first game. Not try to send a message. Just my, thing. But Chiefs lost. Good for the Chargers. Now they got to do something against the Dolphins here in week 1, gentlemen. Now it's time to buckle it up. Put the baby blues on and let's start smacking people in the mouth.
All right.
Smack everyone but your mama.
So here's the deal. These are my 2 favorite teams to watch. And even if we weren't doing a Charger podcast, if you would say you have to watch 2 teams throughout the whole year, every single week, but you aren't a fan of either team, for me, it's the Chargers and the Dolphins. Man, I love watching guys with a lot of talent. Guys who can do things that I can't do, my favorite players can't do. Man, the Chargers have exciting people on that roster, and so do the Miami Dolphins. The Dolphins are a really fun team to watch, and the way it lines up with the time change, that if you're living in Southern California like I am, you can catch a lot of Dolphins games at 10 a.m. and catch a lot of Charger games at 1 p.m. And then you go, and it's pretty exciting. Unless, obviously you have money on it, fantasy football, all that stuff. The Dolphins roster is fun to watch. Just like Josh was saying, how in the hell does this salary cap work? Because it seems like whenever the Dolphins need somebody, all of a sudden they get that guy like they aren't running a salary cap. And they've done it for the last 2 years. I'm really excited about this game. Week 1, right now the Chargers are in a fantastic situation. We've said it for the last few weeks. We've been knocking on wood that the Chargers are the one team in the division that doesn't have an issue through injuries or drama. And then you look at the Miami Dolphins, and they are not ready for week 1. Like if the Dolphins could put a letter into the league, they would say, can we start the season in October? Because we are not ready to go. And they aren't. The Dolphins, straight up, this is not a good time to start the NFL season for the Dolphins. And so I'm extremely excited about this game, and I like our chances in this game. Even the fact that it's a home game for the Chargers and the Chargers don't have to fly to Miami is a huge advantage for the Chargers in this game. So everything moving forward, this is one of those where we're doing a show. And again, we will be doing a show right after the game on Sunday. I hope we're talking about, guys, we have momentum going into week 2, and we're right now we're exactly where we want to be.
We couldn't be playing the Dolphins at a better time. And I know it sounds crazy because it's week 1, but Terron Armstead's not playing now. I mean, we thought Jalen Ramsey was a big deal. I think this is an even bigger deal. Terron Armstead, for those of you that don't know, is one of the best left tackles in the league. He's been a tackle in the league at the top of his game for about 10 years now. He was on the Saints. He's now on the Dolphins, and he's not going to be playing. Huge, absolutely huge. This is the game where Khalil Mack and Joey Bosa need to take advantage and get to Tua, who we all know, unfortunately, is a couple hits away from maybe retirement. I don't want anybody to get hurt. Definitely don't want anybody to get hurt. But Tua is definitely looking to get rid of the ball quick if he has his left tackle out of the game.
Yeah, that's a big one. That we just got that actually during the first segment, and I got like notification on my phone, and I typed it in the chat in all caps because I realized my caps lock's broken, so it's like takes 4 times for it to shut off. So I was like, maybe they think they're screaming at me, but no, like you said, Josh, it's big. It's a big thing for Bosa to take advantage of. It's a big thing for Mac to take advantage of. And it's something that's worrisome for a quarterback that doesn't like to get hit. And that, by the way, can't take hits. When you got to take jiu-jitsu classes to learn how to fall, whew, my man, like you are playing a dangerous, dangerous game. Besides that, we've mentioned this. Also, Ramsey's out. But this is also a team with the best defensive coordinator in football but with them. And he's back with one of his favorite toys that he's ever had with Bradley Chubb. Coming along that side that could really kind of bother the Chargers and affect what they're going to do. I'm looking forward to this game. I think of the games to watch this weekend, it's got to be top 3 to watch. If you guys listen out all the games like you got on your TVs and you only had 3 TVs or 3 games to watch, it's got to be this and Bills, Jets. And I mean, I'm trying to even look at the schedule right now. Steelers, Niners, maybe. Bengals, Browns, actually probably besides that. I'm curious to see what this Moore versus Vic matchup's going to be and how much pressure Vic turns up on Herbert in this game.
I think honestly Moore has the advantage. I think he has the advantage. And the reason I say that is that Vic Fangio and Herbert, they're 2-2 against each other. Okay. The Broncos had a very talented defense. Just like the Dolphins have a talented defense. But the thing is, Kellen Moore, I think, has more offensive power with the Chargers than he ever had with the Dallas Cowboys. And if you're a Dallas Cowboys fan, you can say I'm crazy. Dallas Cowboys, too much hype. I'm telling you, I think the Chargers are a better balanced team than the Dallas Cowboys have been for Kellen Moore the last few years. And right now, I think Kellen Moore is the one that holds the wild card.
Yeah, I think the name of the game is you got to hunt matchups, and the Chargers are going to hunt, and you guys can look at it for Sunday, number 4, I can't even pronounce his name. It's Kader Kohu. He's in nickelback, number 4. He's going to be the guy the Chargers attack all game long. Jalen Ramsey's not going to be playing. I think, I'm biased, of course. Chargers right there at the top of the league with the best roster in the whole NFL. Matt Filer was the left guard last year. We knew he couldn't block anybody, right? Now we got Jamari Sawyer, who was really good at tackle. We moved him over to guard. I think the Chargers offensive line is built for this game. Christian Wilkins, right? He's the big guy in the defensive line that you got to watch out for. Chargers are going to focus on him, try to keep the pressure from not coming up the middle. Chargers are in a great position. I would not want to be Vic Fangio. You don't know what Kellen Moore is going to do. Nobody knows what Kellen Moore is going to do. People in the comments tell me, well, Quentin Johnston's going to be in the slide. He's going to be. How do you know? How do you know where Quentin Johnston's going to be? Nobody knows except for the guys on the team. So I'm really hyped to see how he attacks this Dolphins team, who looks like they are in for a nightmare.
Yeah, I agree. I think Moore's got too many weapons and too many fun stuff to do that it's going to be really hard for Fangio to kind of predict or kind of stop. I mean, this is also, think about this too, guys, like no starter played in preseason. So what's their film?
Exactly.
You get the training camp film. We all remember like the training camp film that you get in high school or like you get in college. That was the most bull crap film of all time. They would send you film, and like I remember we got film we sent film one time of plays that we ran that were not in our playbook. Like they were just days when like our guys like, hey, let's experiment with this, and they would just send them over. So it's just one of those things. I bet NFL obviously you're stricter and there's things you have to do, but still you're sent bull crap, and then you're told to make spaghetti, and you try to do your best to make it. And Vic Fangio is one of the best at doing it. At the same time, I think that edges the Chargers in very good fashion. Not having Jalen Ramsey really hurts them. I'm fascinated what Kellen Moore will also do in the run game, because he found a lot of success in the run game with the Dallas Cowboys. I'm interested to see if he can get that started this week and going on throughout the season. I will say, though, I do like Dolphins to win the first quarter. Hear me out. Just at plus 110 you can if you're a gambler. Shout out to the gamblers. I like Dolphins to win the first quarter just because the starters didn't play for the Chargers, just to get them warmed up a little bit. Get a little warmed up. Get a little, little shaky, little shake. Get a little in there. Get a little used to it. In the second quarter, we come and smack them in the mouth, and they get home crying, and they have to drink strawberry daiquiris on the way to make them feel better.
All right, I tell you what, let's pick the games. Let's go through the list here. Let's pick the games with the spread. Let's start it off. I don't even know who won last year. It wasn't me. Who won last year when we picked all the games?
I think there was a tie. I think Josh and I tied, and then you came in last. I actually do think that's how it ended.
I prefer third, but not last. Okay, I'll take last.
Well, it's last because there's 3 of us, so there's last.
Yeah, I got it, but it makes me feel better not saying last is what I'm telling you. I think I came in third.
Yeah. Well, someone once said facts don't care about your feelings.
All right, let's start off, Mara. You go ahead and you keep track. You go ahead and run it out there since you have the line in front of you.
All right.
Do you need one of us to write it down, or are you going to write it down at the same
No,
time?
I can write it down. Don't. Hey, you relax there, sweetheart. I'm here for you. So we'll start with
anything back. Go ahead.
Panthers, Falcons. Falcons are favored -3.5.
We going one person at a time? We're all going to put our predictions.
One person at a time.
All right, I'll go
All
first.
Right.
Falcons cover. Falcons cover. This Panthers offensive line is horrible, the worst in the league. Falcons are at home, and I like their chances. Falcons cover.
Ravens -9.5 against Houston.
Wait a second. Hold on. What about me? What about you? Aren't we picking one game at a time? Is that what you meant, Josh? I'm confused.
Whatever you want to do. You can go.
Let's go. We all go one game at a time.
We all go?
Yeah, we all
All
go.
right, we all go.
Okay. Just so you know, two teams I always say I never want to bet on. I never want to bet with the Michigan Wolverines, and I never want to bet with the Atlanta Falcons ever. But at this point, I'm going with Josh. I'm going the Falcons cover because poor Bryce Young has nothing. There's nothing around him. It's almost the situation that Caleb Williams is talking about at USC. I don't want to go there, right? I get to pick my own team my whole life, and now I can't pick my own team. Poor Bryce Young has nothing around him right now. I think he has a decent coach, but he has no talent around him. I'm going with the Falcons.
Fly the bird, baby. I think that's what they're saying. Maybe Falcons. I like Falcons -3.5 actually a lot. I think they're going to run it all over the Panthers, and it's just going to be a storm coming. I bet Bryce Young barely gets on the field. They run it so much. They run it all day. Also, if you have Kyle Pitts on your team, sorry, in fantasy already.
Exactly. I'm with you. What a waste.
The next one's Ravens -9.5 versus the Texans. I feel like this is an easy one for all of us, right?
I'm gonna go first. I'm going. I don't know. You hate the Ravens more than anyone I've ever met in my life. I'm going Ravens.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Ravens. They always look really good in the first game of the year. I think they cover.
Yes, inject that to the freaking moon. It's Texans +9.5. If you think I'm gonna take any spread of the Ravens over 3, 2.5, you got another thing coming. It's a fist. All right, Bengals. Bengals -2. Wow, that line's changed a lot. So that started out, I believe, at 3 at some books, got down to 2.5, and then today now it's down to 2. So a lot of public money coming in hard on the Browns. Joe Burrow 1-4 against the Browns.
I'll go first. I don't think the Bengals cover. I think the Browns might be pretty good this year. People are counting them out, which is always a sign that they might be a little bit better than people predict. Bengals seem like they get really, really good towards the end of the season and struggle towards the beginning. I think the Browns are the team that covers.
Where's this game at?
Cleveland.
This game's at Cleveland. First NFL game I ever saw. Nobody cares, but it was the Browns and the Bengals.
Yeah,
in
keep
Cincinnati.
going.
All right. Brian Sipe was a quarterback. I'm going to go different than Josh. I'm going Bengals. I hate the Browns. The Browns will I didn't say you did, but the Browns will mess it up. It's like, because everyone keeps saying all this, hey, don't forget about the Browns. Don't overlook the Browns. I think, Mara, you picked the Browns to finish second this year, right, in the division?
Yeah.
I'm going Bengals.
I'm with Josh. Browns +2. I got them at +2.5. I really like them in this matchup a lot.
And you picked the Bengals to win the Super Bowl.
I mean, yeah, it's week 1. They can afford a loss.
Right.
It's not gonna. Yeah, it's not March Madness. You're not eliminated. Jaguars -4.5 versus the Indianapolis Colts. This is at Indy at good old Lucas Oil Stadium. Will the roof be open? Maybe. Depends how hammered Irsay is. What do you guys think here?
I'll go first. It's Jags. I don't know if I picked the Colts in any game this year.
Shoot. I wanted to say Colts, but I'm gonna go Colts. I'm just be different.
Really?
I think Anthony Rich. Yeah. I feel like the Jaguars struggle a little bit in Indianapolis. Maybe I'm just making that up right now.
They do. They do,
right? Anthony
and
Richardson
struggle in Jacksonville. Yeah.
They suck at
There's no film on Anthony Richardson really, so I'm just gonna be crazy right now. I'm gonna say the Colts cover.
I'm gonna go Jags cover. I would take everything Anthony Richardson over in rushing, and I would take him in interceptions because I think he's gonna rush like hell, and he's gonna get everything he wants on that, and then he's gonna throw some stupid interceptions that you're just gonna have to live with if you're a Colts fan.
Does it get yards for running into the locker room when he decides I don't want to do this anymore? Because the Jags are going to kill him.
I think the Jags defenders might feel that because he's 6'5" and like 250. It's a lot coming your way.
Don't you think the Jaguar fans, their talk the entire time is like, hey, we're on the way up. This is our next step to being in the Super Bowl, right? I mean, they had to be so pumped up after beating the Chargers that if you're a Jacksonville fan, you've been on cloud nine since the playoffs.
Yeah.
There's no way they blow this game against the Colts.
It's the Jacksonville Jaguars here. Okay, relax. It's not like we're talking about a freaking juggernaut. This is what they do. I think the Colts cover.
Don't you think people say that about the Chargers? This is the Chargers we're talking about. This is what they do.
We haven't got there yet, but they do say that.
Okay.
It's also a lot of their hype comes from that their schedule is just that bad. That people forget that.
I agree. And this is one of the bad games. Yes.
Yeah, it's one of their bad ones.
Throwing it out there. Division games to start a year are so freaking weak.
I don't like it. I don't like it at all.
All right.
I kind of like it. I go back.
Do you really?
I mean, kind of. We need to get.
I don't
going.
like the surprise element. All right. Sorry. What do you got to be? You having Italian food for dinner tonight? I mean, what's the rush? All right. Here we go.
I just like saying that. I want it. I don't know, man. It's what it is. Because I could go off and on about that.
I just want to know by the time we finish this show, will your hair be dry? That's what I've been waiting for.
Dude, I've been on a tight schedule this whole day today, and I've had to deal a lot before 9 a.m., so I want to hear it from you.
Again, how's that my fault?
What?
Go ahead.
Bucks. This is great radio. Bucks versus Vikings. Vikings -5.5 versus the Buccaneers. Baker Mayfield, you guys' favorite.
Mar, you go first.
Yeah, you haven't gone first.
This one I actually am gonna take the Vikings just because I think Vikings are a team. We've talked about this before, dude. They've gotten a lot of slack for a team that's really talented on the offensive side. And I was listening to something the other day, and I was talking to actually a Vikings reporter, and they're like, "Yeah, like people are really sleeping on how big Jordan Addison is with Justin Jefferson. Like that's a really dangerous duo. I think they get something done in freaking Minnesota, not in Tampa Bay."
I'm with you. I think Vikings blow them out. I don't like Baker Mayfield at all. Mike Evans is unhappy. TJ Hawkinson, I think, has a big game, and they cover.
I have no idea what the Buccaneers were doing today when the Buccaneers came out and told Mike Evans, we will not be paying you a contract. You know what I mean? We will not be giving you a raise. We will not be giving you a contract. Hey, the best days in Tampa Bay are behind you. And yet go get them in 48 hours. Do the best you can. Thanks. I don't understand. Why would you piss them off? Why would you do that right before the season and make it public? It's very, very strange. I don't understand the move there at all, but that's exactly what they did. And for that reason, I'm going Vikings as well.
Alrighty. Next one's Titans versus Saints. Saints is the favorite at -3 against the Tennessee Titans.
Where's this game at?
Saints.
Oh, that changes things.
It does.
Damn. I was going to say the Titans cover. Oh, man. Dave, you go first.
This is a tough one. This is a toss-up game to me. As I said before, I think the Saints could have a surprising great record. I think Derek Carr has a lot to prove. At the same time, the Titans fizzled out. You have a healthy Derrick Henry. You have Hopkins. I tell you, I'm -3. I'm going to go with the Titans. Why not? I have no idea.
Damn it. All right, I'll go Saints just to be different. Damn. I think Michael Thomas has a bounce back year. Not comeback player of the year, though. That's reserved for DeMar Hamlin. He's going to have a bounce back year.
Michael Thomas bringing it all the way back to 2019.
Yeah.
It's been a long time, right?
It's been a long time.
Jesus.
It's incredible. Dude, Walker Bueller's like, this guy never plays.
What's the saying? I need a man that doesn't play games, and it's a picture of Michael Thomas.
Yeah.
The last time he played, I couldn't drink alcohol. Legally.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's
crazy.
That is crazy. Yeah. The Titans had a lot of injuries last year. I think the most in the league. I think, yeah, this is really tough. But I think it's a really close game. The Titans cover.
Titans cover. You're going Titans now.
Were you going Titans or you going Saints?
Oh my bad. I'm sorry. I think the Saints still cover because it's a home game. I was going to go Titans if it was in Nashville, but Saints cover. Excuse me.
I'm with Dave, actually. I took Saints to cover here. I actually bet this game. I really, really like Saints in this spot.
Me
I
with Josh.
understand.
I picked the Titans. Josh picked
I'm
the
still
Saints.
not Saints.
You're not-
Gosh darn it. I got screwed up. I like the Titans a lot in this spot. Titans. Saints are obviously a talented team, but I think Dennis Allen's not a good coach. And yeah, he's not good at all. I understand defensive front for the Saints is pretty scary, and I understand that the Titans secondary is terrible. But Vrabel finds ways, and when the coach finds ways, one sucks, you take the one that finds ways. Niners -2 traveling to Pittsburgh face the Steelers.
For the love of God, tell me why it's 2.5.
Okay,
Tell me
hold
the
on.
math behind this.
You want me to tell you the math?
I want
I'll
to
tell you
know.
right now. Because in my mind, this seems like an easy win, right? To say 49ers.
Yeah.
Correct? To go, this is 49ers. I mean, they got embarrassed against the Eagles. They lost Brock Purdy. They're healthy. They got guys with new contracts. Everyone's in a good mood. They kick the crap out of the Steelers. But tell me if I'm wrong, Mario, because you'll be the one that remembers.
Yeah.
Didn't the Bears upset the 49ers in week one of the season last year?
It was like a swamp at Soldier Field. Yeah.
Yeah. So I have no idea, but I'm going Niners still. I still think the Niners are so talented, so good, great coach. To me, this is the one I would bet. Hey, this is the paycheck right here.
You go, Mario.
Wow. Where you guys zig, I zag. I love Steelers.
Can you pick it?
Love it on the money line.
You picked them in last place in our picks last show.
I mean, it's in a very tough division, but like Niners struggle in week 1. George Kittle, by the way, is questionable for that matchup.
He never plays.
Stop me if you've ever heard that before. The Niners QB situation just keeps popping up for him over and over again. They've had more distractions than the Steelers have. Steelers looked great in the preseason. I'll ride the hype, at least for the first week, and sprinkle Steelers. It's also Mike Tomlin.
Yeah, all right, I'm gonna go Niners.
Shannon's a great coach too.
Yeah, unless a memo went out that I missed, I'm going the 49ers.
Okay.
Yeah, George Kittle's gonna have a Q on his tombstone. I mean, he's always questionable. It's ridiculous. Yeah. God dang, man.
Also a fantasy nightmare is him.
Yeah, right. Because we all drafted him early and then realized that was a horrible decision.
Yeah, because he's such a great blocker. They're like, dude, he gets used for blocking so much. We can burn through this next one. Cardinals, Commanders -7. I truly do not care about this game.
It's the worst game of the weekend.
It's the worst game of the weekend.
Yeah, new ownership. People are excited. They're going to do it. Commanders.
Yeah. Please ban
Cardinals quarterback knows the playbook. Is it Dobbs? Is Dobbs starting quarterback?
Yeah.
I don't think he knows. I don't even know if he knows the goddamn playbook. He just got there.
Yeah. The game's in DC.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Packers, Bears, the best rivalry in the NFL. Bears lead -1.5. This line's really moved a lot. It was at 3 at one point, then went to 2, then went to 1. Now it's at 1.5. So it's crazy movement. What do you guys think, Bears or Packers?
Bears. I want you to go first.
Bears.
I want you to go. Oh, never mind.
Sorry.
Yeah, you can't go first anymore because Dave has to talk.
Yeah, I just did it. I got it.
Yeah. Bears. Christian Watson's not playing. I think the Bears are better. A lot better than last year.
Because I want the Bears to win, I'm saying Packers.
Oh my god!
But I actually
that guy that you win either way.
I am that guy.
I win either way.
But
come on.
But I actually can see though the Packers winning this game for the sole reason that there's a lot of injuries right now on the Bears offensive line. That's not really looking that good, and the Bears defense has not played together all camp, which is not good.
Okay.
And yeah, so that's
so
just
disappointed you went that route.
That's not good when your whole defense has not played together and your offensive line already has question marks.
This is one of the few games the Bears play where they have the better quarterback.
Yeah,
I know.
Exactly right.
Oh, kiss my freaking ass, dude.
Dude, I'm so upset about your pick. I can't tell you. Like, you ruined my day. My heart hurts, but my wallet's happy. My wallet hurts, but my heart's happy. Give me a break, dude. How do you not pick the goddamn Bear? Just go all in with your money and your brain.
No, the offensive line actually does worry me. Like, that is a huge worry. You can't tell me that's not a worry.
Who's on the
Jordan
Packers
Love
offensive line?
Complete more than 15 passes in this game.
What?
Jordan Love will not complete more than 15 passes in this game.
I mean, he might not have to, because if Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon could run all over the Bears.
Dude, you know if Dubes doesn't play, their number one receiver is Jaden Reed. Just throwing that out there. Yeah.
So
Tough sledding.
Gambling side of this. Gambling side of this, take the under 41.5 because boy, is there not going to be any points scored.
Yeah.
All right.
Next one, Eagles. This is one of my favorite plays of the day. Eagles -4 versus the Patriots.
You go then. Go first.
Yeah, you go.
I am so in love with Eagles -4. I would kiss it and marry it and have 5 kids with it. I mean, my God, is that team talented? My
This
God, is
game's
that
in New
team
England?
better? It's
This
in
game's
New
in New
England, and boy, do I not care. Like, it's – I understand Bill's the best. I understand Bill's a great coach. I understand that defense is very, very talented. But then you look at the offensive side of the ball, and you cannot even begin to pitch me anything that's going on over there. You can't. Like, that receiving core is awful. Juju Smith's your number one. Have fun. You know, Mac Jones is going to throw it to him. Have fun. Stevenson missed practice today. He's supposed to play. I don't care. Have fun. Then Ezekiel Elliott's behind him. He looks fat as hell. He's probably going to do 2 snaps, and he's going to go get a diabetes shot. Like, that's just what's going to happen. I like the Eagles all over in this.
I do too. Not as cruel as you, but yes, I do too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Ezekiel Elliott's going to skip the second half and go to Dunkin' Donuts. I didn't say that. I didn't say he needs an insulin shot like you did, but I will pick the Eagles to cover.
Yeah. The only guy on the Patriots team worth anything is Ramondre Stevenson, and he's questionable. So I think that's all you need to hear. I like the Eagles too.
All right. Eagles. Fly, fly, fly. Raiders, Broncos.
Where's it at?
+3. Broncos -3 favorite, and Denver.
Broncos. I like the Broncos for the same reason that I like the Chargers, because you don't know what's going to happen on offense. You have a new guy calling the plays.
I'm gonna go Raiders. Let's change it up. Different pick.
Why is that?
You know what? Because Jimmy G. I think Jimmy G has something to prove. I think Josh Jacobs has something to prove. I think Devontae Adams has something to prove. Just go ahead. Make the crazy face all you want. But I'm going Raiders.
I'm going to tell you something right now. The something to prove thing is so freaking old.
Because Jimmy
everybody
G
has
wins
something to prove.
70% of his
Everybody has
games.
something to prove.
Russell Wilson has something to prove, but I don't think Russell Wilson can prove what he thinks he can prove. Jimmy G has backed it up.
Oh, and Jimmy G's better than Russell Wilson?
Yeah, he is. He's won 70% of his games. Russell Wilson was a complete disaster last year. Awful. There's nothing Russell Wilson showed me he's going to be old Russell Wilson. I don't think
the
he
Raiders
ever snaps
defense.
back.
Max Crosby is the only guy on the defense that's like any good. Chandler Jones doesn't even want to be there.
Yeah. Oh, I get all
sucks.
that. I didn't say these are 2 good teams. I'm just telling you, I'll go with the Raiders.
Games in Denver.
Okay, who's
God,
favored?
dang it.
Who's favored?
For the right reason.
-3.
Yeah. Okay, it's not head straight up. It's
What's
-3.
what's the score going to be? They're favored by 3. You think it's going to be like Raiders win the game? Is that what you're saying?
23-21. I don't know what the hell it's going to be. All I know is I'm going to win this bet. I'm trying not to swear, both of you guys.
Okay.
Get from my head to the left. Did you guys miss that part?
Not
I'm
my
uncomfortable.
Yeah.
No, thanks, Spider-Man. I got it.
I forgot when I had a part in that. It's
Forgot that
Broncos
here.
also -3. Dolphins, Chargers. Gentlemen, what do you expect in this game? Chargers -3, over under 51.5 in LA.
I think that's a really good spread. I'll be honest with you. Of all the spreads you said, I think that's a really good one. That being said, I'm going Chargers. Not being a homer, man, the Dolphins have way too many missing pieces. Chargers have a new offensive coordinator, right? Justin Herbert just got a brand new contract. Austin Eckler wakes up every day unhappy. This is it. Chargers are going to roll in this game.
Score prediction?
Oh yeah, we got to do the score prediction. I forgot.
Yeah,
What do you got? You said the Chargers roll.
Chargers 38. Dolphins 24.
Holy over.
I like that a lot. Every time the Chargers had a spread that I liked, I was wrong. So I really like the spread, but it's a new season. So I think the Chargers do cover. 38-24 is actually really, really good.
That's pretty big.
Yeah. I'm with Mario, though, about how they're going to start out slow, I think. So I think it'll be a little bit lower scoring. I'll go 27-23 Chargers.
I'd say that's a Lombardi pick right there. Right? Lombardi we never get like over 30. Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
So it's a new day.
First thing I would do in this game is take the under at 290.5 passing yards for Justin Herbert. I think he's going to have a day on him, but that is a really, really high number. I mean, 290 passing yards, that is really, really high for, like I've said earlier, they're going to start off a little slow. That's probably a big change my tune from, I believe, 2 months ago when I say take the over and everything, Justin Herbert. But hey, sometimes you change over time. I would take that right away just because they're going to start off slow and then get to it. I still think he's going to dominate the game, but just 290 is a really, really high number. So that's at minus 115 at our good friends at BetMGM. So take that. I do like the Chargers. I'll take them to cover here. I really do think they can cover in this game. Just the way Tua looked last time we played him, and I'm not a big Tua guy. I think that they can come out here and make an established win. Staley can finally have his defense come through. If they're going to depend on the run game, that's fine. Versus the Chargers, like that's fine. We can, maneuver behind that and win this game. So I'll take the Chargers. Final score prediction. I'll go 28. I'll go 28-24. Chargers win. How about that? Put that in your pipe and smoke it if you want.
How many touchdown passes does Herbert throw on Sunday?
2.
What do you say, Josh?
I'll go 3.
I'm going to shock you guys. I'm going to go 5. Those 5 touchdown passes.
I hope you're
5.
right. Hope we're wrong.
Yeah. Well, I'm the one that picked a score that would equal 5. But yes, I say 5. 5.
I picked 27 points, so I don't even think. Yeah, he could, I guess. One thing Mario said that I want to say real quick. I think they do try to establish a run game, like run the ball more than usual because they knew they were so one-sided last year. Maybe that isn't why he throws for so many yards. But yeah, I don't know if they're going to try to establish a run with Austin Eckler and the other guys. I think it's something to look for. Like, how many running backs are we going to use this year?
Yeah. It's over under right now is 1.5 for passing touchdowns. So
I'll take that all day.
Yeah, me
it's
too.
Juice the hell to the over though. It's like minus 210. So juice to the hell means like the odds aren't really in your favor. So it's minus 210 for that. So you're not going to get a lot of return.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Does it say juice to hell? If I walk into a casino in Vegas, will it say juice to hell next to it?
Only if you talk to Vinny. So on to the next one. Rams versus Seahawks. Seahawks minus 4.5 against the Rams.
Seahawks.
Okay. I'm with you.
Seahawks. Yeah, Rams are on fire in a bad way.
Yeah. It's a dumpster fire over there.
Yeah, it's just a nightmare, and yeah, it's just not. It's not good.
You see, Stetson Bennett could be on the IR. Like, what the hell's going on?
For what?
Yeah, I don't know.
Waiting for a
I don't
social
know how that
security
happens.
card to clear? I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Good God.
All right, last 2. Cowboys minus 3 against the Giants in New York City.
I like the Giants. I like the G-men.
Me too. I like that.
God, we're all in sync. I like Giants too. I still think Cowboys win. I think they win.
Okay.
But I think
What's your over? Yeah, is that your overtime game of the week?
Oh yeah, you got to pick it up.
Yeah, that's gonna be an like you're gonna want to. Yeah, that's gonna be so ugly that you want to look away, but you can't look away.
I tell you, man. I know this is Mario's deal, but if I had to pick an overtime game of the week, I think I would go Bengals Browns. Would be my overtime game of the week.
It's not bad. I go Saints
Not
Titans.
bad.
Oh, that's a good one too.
Dolphins Chargers.
Could be
I
that
hope
way.
not. I hope
Not
not.
overtime.
Bills Jets to end it.
What's the spread?
Games in New
Minus
York or
2.5
Buffalo?
in New York.
I mean,
as well.
they're both
Oh
in New York.
boy,
You
he
know what I
just
mean?
said.
Is the game
God.
in New Jersey or is it New York? I should say. As if we get hammered on that.
Yeah, we did.
Really?
Where's the game at? Yeah, somebody killed us. Where's the game at?
New York.
They're both in New York. I mean, they're not technically. They're Buffalo, New York. You're saying Buffalo, New York. Buffalo's the home team, is what you're saying.
No,
New
the
York
game
Jets.
in New Jersey.
New York Jets.
The
If it was
game's
in
in New
Buffalo,
Jersey.
I would say Buffalo because they're called the Buffalo Bills.
Okay. Yeah, but the
Buffalo's
New
in
York
New York.
Jets play in New Jersey. Yeah,
Anyways, I like.
God.
Yeah, let's move on from that.
That was
we
terrible.
got hammered on. We got hammered on YouTube for this. We got killed on
did.
this.
Really?
Yeah,
How did
Yeah.
I miss that?
yeah. Guys
Yeah.
said we didn't know our geography.
The Bills are minus 2.5. I just finished Hard Knocks. I kind of hate when a team talks about how great they are when they really haven't done anything, like the Jets. It really
Yeah.
bothers me. And the team. I'm sorry, I can't even talk. The coach on the Jets talking about how great the defensive line is. They're really good. Dude, you're the freaking Jets. You haven't done anything. I don't care if Aaron Rodgers is your quarterback. I want the Bills to actually win this big. I'm going to go Bills.
I'm going to go Bills as well. It was a smart move.
I'm going to go Bills, and I think this is a surprise. This is going to be kind of like a surprise low-scoring game.
I could see that.
Because how physical the front Jets is, and then how the Jets have no offensive line, and how Bills love to bring a little bit of pressure, and they have a pretty strong front seven. I could see that being quickly not that exciting. We're going to expect a shootout, and we're going to be like, it's 10-7 at half. That's just not fun.
Yeah. All right. Are we done? We're all set?
You're all set. Everyone enjoy your week one. Sorry that, Dave was a little snappy today.
I think you were the snappy one today.
I could have been. I've had a long day. I'm not going to lie to you.
The red ass. Are you wearing a Michael Jackson shirt, by the way?
No, it's Michael Jordan, numbnuts.
Okay. I only see Michael. Didn't know if you're wearing the King of Pop or wearing Air Jordan. Okay.
Jordan.
When you hold it like that, it looks like you're the one wearing the jersey. Just so you know.
Really?
It's your face. Yeah. Look, pull it back up.
Could be.
There you go. Mario wearing a Jordan jersey.
I thought it was his Michael Bandy shirt.
Michael Bandy shirt.
Yeah, I thought it was his Michael Bandy shirt.
Dude, if Michael Bandy had merch, oh my God, would I rip that?
Oh my gosh.
What team is he on?
Oh my gosh.
I don't think he got picked up. I'll look it up right now.
Get him on the show. Now's the time.
Dude, we should. He's on the Broncos.
I tried to reach out to him at least. He's a free agent.
Oh, he's not on the Broncos?
I just Googled it. Whoa, wait, yeah, maybe he's on the Broncos. That's what ESPN's saying right now.
We'll figure it out.
Position ranking fantasy football 156. What
Wikipedia says he's a free agent. Damn it.
Damn. Well,
he'll be coaching at a junior college pretty soon. Good luck to him.
I mean, the fact that man got the ball on the biggest play of the 2022 season, the Los Angeles Chargers, is incredible.
Yeah, it was.
Is incredible. It's one of my favorite things that's ever happened.
Maybe because Lombardi listens to this dumb show and you talked him into it, Mario. So what's the last thing they'd expect, and what does Mario want? He wants Bandy to have the ball right now.
If you're listening to me, Mike, it's Bandy.
All right, let's get out of here. All right, we're going to be back, though, after the game on Sunday. Very excited about the upcoming show. Again, finally, football games to talk about. We're going to recap what happened. Hopefully, we're talking about a Charger win. Goodness, man. With the Chiefs losing and the Chargers have a chance to be in first place by a game over Kansas City after week one, it would be great. Again, you can listen to us through the Odyssey podcast. At the same time, you can watch us on YouTube. Appreciate the comments, that you subscribe, that you leave a comment. All that stuff is great. For Mario Heron, Josh Palais, I'm Dave Palais. We'll see you in a couple days.
Also, we'll be going Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday from now on. Sorry for being sick. Love you. And subscribe.